In the last episode, Topknot used his expert tinkering skills to craft a grappling hook in no time, while Ironhammer was busy making his siren's call. After being able to make it up the cliff, Topknot and Felix look down for Ironhammer and notice that he is roughing it up with an abominable snowman. After shooting it a few times and throwing a literal bomb at it, the two were able to save their buddy. Now finding themselves trudging through a Shining-esque snowstorm,
hold up. Save. Excuse me. I was never in any danger.
That's not true.
Whatever.
Also, on a side note, can we reference The Shining?
We can do whatever you can reference whatever you want.
I mean, I could say like Jif peanut butter. I don't think they'd come after me.
You get hit by that DCMA.
Fuck Jif.
I think it's pronounced GIF, actually.
You know, I'm not in the mood for an episode now.
I thought it was GIF peanut butter.
Shut up. Mute yourself. They were able to scare away some hungry frost giants as they see a dark fortress ahead of them. As for Ptrip, he was able to find his way to Illuminique by having Tommy John look into the crystal ball and spot Felix in the icebound caves. After stocking up with what remains of Cirrus, as well as a metal object he found inside a crashed shell, immediately after landing he met Claude, Cirrus's bartender, who in turn met a big explosion after meddling with a skull on a frozen post. While Claude received oral surgery, Ptrip talked to Gwen, the trinket seller in the Illuminique outpost. He was able to squeeze some info out of her as to where to find Topknot and his gang. Now teamed up with Claude and his cousin Perry, Ptrip finds himself standing on top of the same cliff as the rest of his forgotten pals, just an hour or so later. Welcome back to Retrograde, a D&D campaign by Fudged Roll. I am your director, Derek Day. Joining me is the cast of Reservoir Dogs New Blood. If you could, please introduce yourself and tell the audience what your name will be. As a reminder, the names consist of Mr. and a color. Andrew.
Hi. Hello. I will be Mr. Indigo.
Ty.
I will be Mr. Salmon.
Ian.
What are you talking about?
I knew we'd lose it with you.
Too early. I don't know what's going on.
Just say a color.
All right, Mr. Lilac.
And Jesse.
Mr. Turquoise.
All right, so we're going to start with Ironhammer, Felix, and Topknot. You guys are probably about 75 feet away from this dark, weathered fortress ahead of you. You've already scared away the frost giants, so it's basically just charging your way through.
Let's get inside before they come back. I don't want to fall in the snow again.
What if that's where they live?
How large does the door to the tower look?
You could picture kind of just like a corner of a castle where it's just like one large stone, almost like spiral shaped. So a pretty decent sized door.
Do I think that
Big enough for an ice giant?
Right, that's what I was going to ask.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, it'd be big enough for anything.
Okay,
Anything. That's a bold claim.
Yeah, that's so the ice dragon that we saw.
Oh, not an ice dragon, not an elephant. How about whoever is the most inquisitive, roll me a nature check.
That's me, but I'm not really good with nature.
I'll also roll a nature check.
Let's watch.
13.
1 plus 2 is 3.
So natural 1.
Natural 1.
So Felix does not believe the ice giants will fit through this door.
Felix doesn't believe that anything will fit through the door.
Felix doesn't believe he even saw frost giants and thinks you guys are like just out of your mind. Topknot, you know that typically frost giants would not live in something this size, this nice. They maybe have their own huts a couple miles away.
Oh, let's get inside and I can set a trap or something for them in case they come after us.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
When we enter the tower, is it dark?
So, okay, first, so Topknot, you get your bearings about you again. You kept tripping through the snow. The three of you trudge along about 25 feet or so. If somebody wants to roll a perception.
I'm coming up on the rear, so I'd be the last one to reach the tower.
7 plus 5 is 12.
Felix, you're the only one that notices because you're trying to keep an eye out all along the fortress, all along the watchtower. Thank you.
Okay.
And you notice a flicker of light as if something passed right in front of a lit fire on top of the fortress.
I'm gonna. Hey, fellas, did you see that?
I can barely hear you. The wind is blowing so hard.
I thought I saw something pass by the window.
I see shit.
Well, whatever's in there has got to be better than whatever's out here.
I mean, that's an odd statement, but sure.
At least it won't be as cold, maybe.
And I'm still brushing like the snow off of me.
Okay. Well, I think we should still be prepared for whatever we encounter in this tower.
Getting up closer to the entrance, do I notice anything on the door or doorway, any markings or anything?
Roll me an inspection.
Investigation?
Oh, investigation, yeah.
18. 13 plus 5.
Yeah, you can notice there are a decent amount of scratch marks along the wood that only go up maybe 5 feet or so, and then everything above is just clean.
Scratch
Does it
marks.
look like the scratch marks are going down?
You don't see this. You don't see this.
Oh.
Does it look like the scratch marks are going down? Or
Yes.
does it look like something was trying to get in? Or
Yeah, correct. Yeah, it looks like something was trying to get in.
how many claws?
A lot.
Oh, guys, there's maybe we shouldn't go in here after all.
That'd be a wimp.
Ironhammer, do you want to roll me an investigation also?
Yeah, that's investigation.
Yeah, I wanna see if I can learn anything about the stone because of my stone sense.
Investigation. Plus 2. I got an 18.
So as Topknot's investigating this, the door to this fortress, you look around, you kind of inspect the perimeter, and you notice a couple of broken swords and shields just laying around.
I just see a bunch of broken shit.
Like a few, kind of. I mean, it's very weathered. It's rusted. It looks very old.
Like
It's been here for a long
outside
time.
Outside.
in the snow.
I tell my compatriots, look at all this stuff, guys. It's free.
I'm gonna pick one up, like pick up a shield or something with a anything that I can find an insignia on.
Okay.
How tall would you say this tower is?
I'd say it's a decent size, maybe like 50 foot tall or so. I mean, big enough that you could see it from below the cliff.
Right.
Now, given it is like it's dark, like it's almost black, but it's a decent height.
Did I find anything on the shield or anything?
Yes.
And am I, as I'm rooting through this stuff, do I notice any remains, bones, like any skeletons?
So that would be something like Ironhammer. You would have also noticed a couple of old bones scattered alongside the weapons.
Yeah, but this shit's old. Let's go inside.
I'm gonna check the doorknob.
This stuff's pretty old. We don't gotta worry.
Wait, check it for traps.
Have I seen anything like this before?
Roll a history check.
Ooh, nice. 18.
Yes. It would remind you of an insignia that you have seen since you have been awake in the past week or two. I wouldn't say you can put a finger on what it is, but it's definitely something
Is
familiar.
it similar to the insignia on the dagger that I have?
What was that insignia?
That was the dagger I gathered from...
From the Tyrants?
Yes. Is it
No.
anyway? No, it's not. Okay.
No. You remember the insignia for the Tyrants was, I think, basically just a T.
Oh, okay.
From this insignia, you can gather it says H.
Just a T. Imagine just like a T drawn in crayon or something.
Yeah. Toad did it. But yeah, you can make out an H from the insignia on the shield you picked up.
So we went to New Haven at first. When we first woke up, what if this insignia is meant for the original Haven? Like the old Haven. Just
Old
normal
Haven.
If there is anything small enough that I can keep on my person, fuck it. I'm going to take a shield.
Yeah, you can use this. You can use the shield to like sled down the mountain when we need to escape.
Well, but I have a free hand. Like my fire stick is one-handed. So I'm just going to use, I'm just going to start carrying the H shield.
Okay, so I will give you that.
It's old, gross, rusty shield.
Yeah, the only issue is it's old. It's practically broken in half, so you can get a +2 to your AC.
Oh, fuck yes.
+2 is a normal shield.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Shut up.
That's all I get for my shield. Then my shield.
My armor class is 12. Just let me have this.
You can get a +1 to your AC.
How is your armor class 12? Mine is 11.
Yours is
You're naked
11?
half the time. Jesse.
Yeah, true. Well, I'm also only wearing a druid robe. Like,
Okay.
Check for traps.
are we like really concerned about traps or just kind of concerned about traps?
It'll take you 10 seconds. Just check for traps.
The difference may be a spell slot.
Exactly.
If you get hurt by
And
a trap, I'm not healing you.
And I only have second level spell slot left. And if we're gonna like get into a battle, I kind of want it.
Do you think we should knock?
I think we just open the door and see what happens. YOLO.
Listen. We didn't try to get into Bromnus's hut the right way, and we had to suffer. I ended up paying a bunch of gold and stuff.
That was your choice.
I opened the door. I don't have time to listen to this.
Ironhammer, just roll me a strength. I'm thinking just because it's a big door.
And you roll low, like consistently.
Yeah. No, it's only when I need to climb things. 14.
Yeah, as your other two friends are bickering about traps, spell slots, and all of this, you just push your way through, and yeah, we'll say you push through the middle, and you just open two different doors. It opens inside, so you enter into this fortress, and you can picture similar to in Game of Thrones. What's like the icy winter, not the wall, Winterfell. Basically, when you enter into that, it's not just stone floor. It's basically ruins. It's weathered inside. I mean, the floor is covered in ice. There's snow packed everywhere, but there's also broken stonework. And you can notice those metal plaques again plastered along the walls.
Like the metal plaques we saw when we first arrived.
The one that I have a sketching of.
And it's the same letters on it.
Same type of language, you could say.
Not the same words.
Not the same words.
Are the words anything similar to what we've seen in the books about the Astrals? The ones that we got from the Tyrant's base?
The spooky moving letters.
Yeah. Is the language the same?
That's a good question. What kind of roll would you go for that?
Intelligence. Yeah, just a straight or wisdom.
Yes. I would go with wisdom to see if you can put that together.
16.
So even though the words were swirling around in the book, you can make out a few of the symbols that you notice on these plaques. You're still not able to read them. However, there may be some link that you could gather between this. It's
like a Rosetta Stone. It could be if we find something else that can translate the plaques. Okay, cool. I'm going to get more. If it's different words, then I'm going to get more sketchings of those.
Okay, got it.
Just to get more characters.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can save those. I've got them. We can figure that out later. But as you guys enter into the fortress, you notice that you can see a decent amount, but it's almost pitch black. I mean, it's getting close to nighttime now, and there's no lights or anything lit inside of here.
You guys have any torches? I used all mine.
I do have a torch. I'm gonna light a torch.
I'm gonna light my fire stick.
Giving yourselves more light, you can see truly how big this main room is that you wouldn't have expected from the outside.
Ooh.
It goes so far back, you can see a throne all the way at the end of the room.
Don't sit on it. This is some like World of Warcraft shit.
Along with another plaque above it.
Any signs of life or any more claw marks?
How big is the throne? It's like giant sized.
I mean, yeah, pretty big. At least the size of the one in New Haven. I imagine that one being pretty large.
So like frost giant size.
Yeah, something that big could. Like the Iron Throne. I mean,
I'm the king of the frost giants.
Yeah, this is the frost giant lair. Yes, there are scratch marks everywhere along the walls. But you also notice that everything in here is just ruined, similar to the buildings you came upon when you first entered Illuminique from the portal. It's just it doesn't seem like there's life anywhere.
Are there any stairs or doors?
No, nothing that you can see.
Felix, can you tell if this was just one creature or multiple creatures?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Can I tell like what the claw marks are from?
Roll me a nature.
15 plus 2 is a 17.
I would say no. I mean, you've seen claw marks before. You've seen scratches, but these you can't identify.
Can you tell if it was just one creature?
Like I said with the door, it was so many scratches. It could have been any number.
Gotcha.
It's not a cat clawing at a couch.
Oh, thank God it's not a cat.
No cats.
Oh my God! I didn't
just
even
a
think about it.
giant bear.
That's fine. Bears don't scare me.
So it looks like it's just the throne and then just a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go investigate the throne.
Where was this window that I saw the figure pass by?
It would have been on like the top of the fortress.
So I can reasonably deduce that there's some way to get up to like higher up than the level we're on.
Yes.
But I cannot see that
Currently in this room, no.
Okay.
If you want to roll me just an investigation.
9.
Looking around, remember you saw something on the top of the fortress just a few minutes ago. You try to find a door, stairs, something that you can get up, because obviously that thing could. But looking around, you notice some stone, large amounts of stone in the far corner. But whatever it was must be broken down now.
I'm going to cautiously walk over to the throne and see if I can find anything valuable or any remnants of a dead body.
You will walk over to the throne. It doesn't look like to be anything out of the ordinary. It's just a simple stonework, not even a comfortable seat, you'd imagine. Just the metal plaque above it. If you can roll me a perception.
Oh, 8. Am I able to pull out my fancy magnifying glass for this? Since I'm kind of, looking around.
Sure. What do you get for that?
Advantage.
Yeah, go ahead.
That time I got 18.
Yeah, so you inspect the front of the throne, nothing out of the ordinary. You see the plaque above it. When you go to look towards the back, however, you also notice a flash of something dart away from you, similar to what Felix may have noticed.
Wait, how large?
Smaller than you.
I'm gonna jump back. I think there's a cat. There's a cat here. Guys, there's a cat.
And whatever it was darted into the dark corners of the room.
I'm gonna point in that direction. Ironhammer, look, there's a cat.
Can I see it with my dark vision eyes? Or is it too dark, even with the torch?
Okay, so Ironhammer, you see Topknot freak out and point over towards the right corner of the room. So Ironhammer, you take a look in the far right corner, and what you see is a weird, skinny, lanky being.
Oh no.
Just kind of shuddering in the corner.
And I am shuddering back in the doorway.
Is it a cat? Ironhammer, do you see it? Is it a cat?
What is it? The human shaped? Is it like a humanoid?
It's sort of humanoid. If humans had tails and weird faces.
In other words, no.
Is it bipedal?
From what you can tell.
Where'd you learn that word, Jesse?
What? Someone's been reading the dictionary.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to roll a perception for me.
Sure,
I'll
shit,
do it
not me.
since I noticed them. I guess I'll roll it. My perception's pretty good. It's not that good, apparently. 5 plus 5, 10.
So with a further inspection, you can make out its face. At first, it didn't seem too threatening until you really focused on what the noises coming out of it looked like.
Oh no.
What the noises look like?
Is it hissing?
Is it hissing like a cat?
I just posted it in the Facebook.
Jesus fucking Christ. What kind of Guillermo del Toro shit is that?
Whatever sound is coming out of it is almost blood curdling and just this terrible howling. What it looks like is a very oblong, slender face with no eyes, a ghastly mouth, and slits all over its maybe skin. It's like a dark grayish, unhealthy color.
Are there any rocks on the floor?
Yes.
I'm
prepping.
No. Be nice.
I'm prepping my fire stick, but only because I still think it's a cat.
Too late. I chucked a rock at it.
I just want to, as I see the rock flying through the air, I just want to put my head in my hands.
I rolled a 5, so
Okay, we're good.
You rolled a 5 to throw?
yeah, +1 for my dexterity, so 6.
All that's gonna do is piss it off.
Oh, nice. All right. Topknot, can you roll me a Constitution?
What? Wait. What is Constitution for what exactly? I rolled a 4.
Yeah, the three of you, you kind of see this thing as like a weird little animal, but like just disgusting. So Felix, you pick up the stone and chuck it at it. But when you go to release,
No.
Topknot, your rod goes off. The ray of flame shoots out and stabs this thing in the middle of the face as it crumples over into the ground.
What?
A second before Felix threw the rock, you felt intense hatred and only wanted this thing to die, and you could not overcome it.
Oh, you're a fucking monster. You're a monster.
I knew it was a fucking cat, isn't it?
Wait, is there anything left of its body?
It's crumpled over in the corner.
Don't.
I'm gonna-
No, don't.
You're gonna do what to it?
I'm gonna walk over to inspect it and be like,
You fucking piece of shit cat. That's what you get.
Roll an investigation.
natural 19 plus 5, 24.
Yeah, I mean, you can. This might be like some like disgusting hairless looking cat to you, but it also sounds like what people have been describing as an astral. But why is it so small?
Wait a second.
It's a baby one.
Astrals are cats this whole time?
They're that easy to kill. Why are these guys even worried?
Right? Unless it was a baby.
I'm going to inspect its body. Is there anything else that I find either on it, in it, any kind of...
In it? What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, like in its fur. I don't know. Like in it. Yeah.
You gonna
like
gut
it's
it?
dead. Well, like it's I don't know like what kind of effect that my weapon had. I mean, if it's like burned open or split open, then like, yeah, I'd kind of not like to be really gross, but I would want to just get a look of what its insides look like.
Yeah, can you roll me a nature check?
Motherfucker. 8.
You go to take a look at this thing. The body, for you guys and listeners, you can imagine, let's say like a tiny xenomorph, not like a baby xenomorph, just not as tall, still lanky and skinny though. And right now, Topknot, the only thing you're focused on is looking at where you just open this thing up, just this hole in the center of its head. And the only thing you can make note of it is its blood is almost bubbling and kind of yellowish. But that's all you get.
I'm gonna collect some of the blood in one of my vials, one of my empty vials.
You're able to collect some of this thing's blood. Like I said, a little bubbling, yellowish, and you can cap it off and put it back in your pack. Ironhammer, as you are kind of like fed up with Topknot, you're like, what is this thing gonna do? Roll me a perception.
14.
As you see Topknot checking this thing out in the corner, you're ready to just get out of here. You also notice 3 more
Knew it.
Yep.
slither from the top of the ceiling down the walls, and it is now coming over to inspect whatever is remaining.
I'm starting to think that maybe this thing wasn't a cat. I don't know. It's kind of hard to see because it's pretty badly burned, but I kind of feel a little silly now.
We've got incoming.
Huh?
I'm just gonna look around. I don't know what direction to look. So
Do they seem angry?
Yeah, I was just about to say, I couldn't think of the word, but how about you guys roll an initiation roll?
I couldn't think of the word, but yeah.
Initiative.
A 16.
I wonder what Scarlet's up to.
6.
11.
So, Trip, you find yourself with Perry and a now, I guess, healed Claude, since he doesn't talk with an underbite anymore. You guys are now on top of the cliff, looking towards the fortress after having drank that flying potion just a few minutes earlier.
So now that I'm on the top of the cliff, can I see any footprints or anything leading any direction?
Roll me a nature check.
21.
Unfortunately, because the storm is just so wicked up at this altitude.
He did see our 3 figures in the snow squall before, didn't he? When he made it up there last time.
No, you guys would have been in the fortress by then. Yeah, because the snow is just so, the storm is just so wicked. The snow covers tracks within seconds. What you can make out is there are a couple of large prints heading the same direction you are heading.
What all can I see around? I mean, am I just, is it pretty much like a whiteout? Like, am I able to see anything, like any building, anything in the distance, or is it all just, just kind of blindly?
Can you roll me an investigation?
13.
So similar to the others, you can easily make out this fortress. For you, probably about 100 feet away in the distance. You can also see that there are a few large boulders in the middle of the path heading towards the fortress. There are a few trees to the left and the right. Both sides are kind of clearing areas. One other thing you can make out is there is also a gleaming that you've seen from the swing of an axe before.
Where do I see it at? Do I see it like near the building or?
Both sides of the clearings.
Since I can imagine that it's, snowing pretty hard to hear, I'm going to yell to Claude and Larry.
Perry.
Harry.
Perry.
I'm going to ask him, what do you guys think about trying to get out of this storm for a second? We've been traveling through this for a little bit. It might be nice to, just rest a little bit. Why don't we make our way up to the building up there?
Oh, boy. I'm not sure about that one. I don't know if we can make it through there. And Claude says, I agree. I don't know if we packed enough to get through this. Trip, if you think we can do our best.
I'm going to look to both of them and put my hands on both of their shoulders, look at Terry and look at Claude and say, I believe we can do it.
Perry, but okay. They actually feel a wave of inspiration hit them, and I'm going to give them a +4 to one of their rolls, just in case. So if you would like to make your way forward, let's have you roll me, I think I gave them athletics.
Athletics. That is a great roll for me. 4.
Impressive. Somehow you all three take one step after that inspirational pep talk and immediately faceplant. None of you make it anywhere down the path.
Is it at like an incline that it's hard, or is it just so snowy that it's difficult for us to?
It's basically just the depth. You're basically doing high knees every time you take a step.
How close are we to the trees?
The trees to the left and the right?
Yeah.
Probably about 20 feet.
Can I make another athletics check just to try and get to the trees and just pretty much grab one of those?
Yeah, that's fine. Do you want them to follow you?
Yes. 17.
Yes. Can you also roll me a perception?
21.
All three of you are able to make your way towards the tree to the left. You pass the first boulder and are able to sneak over. I guess make your way over to the tree without too much difficulty. The snow's still coming and pelting you. You got branches flying everywhere of what's remaining, but you're able to make it. And from this point, you now see a large figure, not too far, maybe only 10 feet away, but you can only make out the size and, again, the slashing of what looks like to be an axe.
Claude's a pretty big fella, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see if he can like grab one of the branches of the trees and just try to like break it off so then we can have like a walking stick almost to help us get through?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was able to... we'll say find 3 branches that have been swinging the hardest during the storm and pull them down for each of you to use as walking sticks.
The large figure that we see in the distance, is it to the right? Because we're on the left side. We're in the left group of trees. Is it to the right? Is it straight ahead, or is it at kind of the middle?
It's, we'll say on the far left, so ahead of the tree. To get away from it, you'd want to start heading back in towards the middle, towards those boulders.
I'm going to look at the guys and just kind of signal that we need to go to the center and almost, kind of cut across maybe to avoid this large figure and gleaming of the axe in front of us. Whether or not they interpret that, that's up to them. I don't know what their intellect is. Now, can I see anything over here on the right side? Like, is this figure facing anything?
You can't see anything it's facing. If you can roll me an investigation.
How does like these the passive skills work? Like passive wisdom, passive intellect, and passive wisdom.
Andrew, do you know?
Yeah, it's used a lot in contested roles. So if someone's trying to do sleight of hand or something on you, it's essentially things that you pick up either one without having to roll, like if you're not actively looking for something, and that's essentially it. I've always kind of seen it as like a baseline. Like if something happens that the DC would be below your passive wisdom, you would just notice it.
Okay, gotcha. I rolled an nat 20, so 26.
Yeah, with that investigation, you can easily, for a few seconds, we'll say, look through the blanket of snow ahead of you, and you can tell that this giant figure is slicing its axe, throwing blood through the snow. So you'd assume it's hacking at something.
I'm gonna turn around to the guys and just gotta be quiet and need to go over this way. And so is the placement correct that he's facing like the center of the field? Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna have you guys do, since you have the walking sticks, is roll me a stealth.
He could totally be killing the halfling that you're looking for. You guys should definitely intervene.
All right.
He's debating.
How big?
Sounds like
How big is this thing? Can I make that out?
Let me pull it up quick because I don't know. Huge. Does that help? I don't have a number, but it says huge.
At least 4 feet tall. Okay. Is there a way? Can we sneak around the back of it, perhaps?
Yeah, I would keep that. I would let you use that same stealth roll. Instead of going around it, you can go behind it.
13 plus 2?
Yeah, so...
Just for knowledge, a huge creature is 15 by 15 feet.
15 feet by 15 feet.
That's the space it takes up.
Yeah, that's pretty equal to what I have them on the map as. So you can imagine probably 2 to 3 times your size. Yeah, you turn around to Perry and Claude, give them the quiet and like point around. They are a little hesitant, but they both make their stealth rolls and you can all make your way around the backside of this creature. However far you want to be, I'd say within 5 feet, it would be pretty noticeable.
I just want to try to get around and to be able to see what thing he is, murdering. But still at a safe distance and, make a retreat if needed.
You come around, it's backside. You kind of cheat a little towards the left, and you can see it's not too far away. It's killing something that matches the color of the snow. You'd imagine some kind of bear. It's a very large creature. You can tell this is some kind of hunt.
I know based on the picture that I have that the person I'm looking for is not white. Well,
technically, right.
So I do not want to go any closer to it. I want to continue trying to make our way around.
If you want to roll me one more stealth then. 12. Yeah, Perry and Claude are rolling great tonight.
That's good.
The two of them are almost like excited for this journey now. They just witnessed something they would have never seen in their lives before. To you, this is like a Tuesday. To them, this is like the Super Bowl of seeing something this giant just hacking. So they easily make their way back around and onto the path again. And they are about 50 feet away from the fortress. You have some difficulties, still stumbling a bit, but you're able to get behind them as well.
Now that the big scary frost giant is behind us, just I want to keep trekking to try and get to some sort of shelter, and just be able to kind of relax a little bit. Can I see like the shelter coming up? Can I see like any lights or anything from the distance that we're at? I mean, is it pretty just dark?
Can you roll me a perception?
9.
No, to you, it's almost like pitch black.
Can are Perry and Claude, Larry and Claude still moving forward?
Perry. They're still hanging out near you, just waiting for you to make your next step.
I'm gonna give them we need to move, like all stuff like that.
Right. They will, they'll follow behind you as you make your way up to the fortress door.
How big is the door?
We could kind of use those measurements, kind of like a 15 by 15, similar to that figure, like pretty big.
So it's pretty menacing compared. I think I'm like 5'6" or 5'7", so it's like 3 times my size. So I'm gonna look to Claude and just kind of tap him on the shoulder and say, "Go get it, big guy."
I love how last game you were like, "You guys don't have to come along," and then they decided they would, and this time it's like, "Okay, see ya. Have fun out there."
You welcomed it.
Not wrong.
Claude makes his way up to the door and throws his weight into it. But it just makes a thud. No movement at all.
I'm going to look to Harry and tap him on the shoulder. "Go get it, big guy."
Perry got it. Again, Perry goes up with his fat lips and just rams into it. But again, a thud. It kind of moves, kind of juts maybe like a couple inches or so, but comes right back and solid.
Do we get a little bit of combat in before they get inside?
Trip, what would you like to do next? Don't worry, I have all this planned.
That wasn't a confident statement.
Are there like windows or anything around?
What was that?
Are there any windows or anything around, or is it just this giant?
There'd be like stone windows. Whatever was holding them would have blown out. So it's basically just gaps in the side of this stone building. But again, dark inside, so you can't make anything out.
How high up is it to get to the gap?
The first one would probably be at least 10 to 15 feet up.
I'm going to go and try and open up the door. I'm going to just say to the guys, I appreciate the effort. You guys, I couldn't have done all of this without you, but let me give it a try.
They'll nod and step back. Go ahead and roll me a strength.
My strength is a -1.
You rolled a nat 1.
Yeah, and I rolled a 1. So therefore, I rolled a 0.
It's just a natural failure.
How do you try to open the door?
Is it like, pushing out that way or?
Yeah, it pushes in the way that you walk.
He tries to pull it open.
I'll try to just, really give it a good push. Maybe I'm not going to try and ram it with my shoulder or anything. I know I'm not that strong, but.
Yeah, with 2 firm hands on these door handles, a good grip, you give a big heave. It pushes even further than Perry was able to get it. But again, it slams back in place. However, this time you break the seals on both doors and they both fall. How much health do you have?
Don't be kind. Just do it.
I'm at health. My health is only 21.
One shot him.
These 2 doors,
50 points of damage.
Huge. Yeah, these are huge, thick, maybe not oak, but close to it. And you take 10 points of damage and you are now laying underneath these doors.
Can I get some help, guys?
The first little munchkin will jump out towards Ironhammer.
Bring it.
However, it's too small. It's not mature enough and just whizzes right past you. Next up is
It runs by me.
it jumps at you like with its claws, but it just completely swings and misses. And it's your turn now.
These things just seem so weak and pathetic. I feel kind of bad about murdering them. Well, I guess I'll activate my mace with my bonus action. What's the bonus? That's the activation word for that there? Did you make one up? The command word?
No, I was going to leave that up to whoever got it.
Hullabaloo.
All right, it's that. I say hullabaloo.
Icy ice boy.
But in that exact, yeah.
You say hullabaloo.
You have to say it with a Scottish accent, Ian.
Oh, that's not the way you said it.
But in the lore, you switch out of your accent only when saying the one word.
It's a command word. If the command word was in French, I'd have to say it with a French accent, right?
Plus, he's out of accent like half the time, so it's not just for this one.
Because half the time we play at 6 a.m.
6:30.
Right. Well, Ironhammer,
I say hullabaloo.
Pull out your morning star, shout hullabaloo. This steel weapon is now just grows ice all around it. It's completely enclosed in this frost. What do you do next?
I might give him a good old smack.
Do it.
I rolled a 19.
That does not hit.
Damn, right?
No, I'm joking. Yeah, that hits.
Fuck that. We're in trouble because these things can't hit me and I can't hit them. We're gonna be here for a long time. Okay, so that's 1d8. Wait, how much does a morning star normally do? 1d8, right? Okay, plus my strength. You just had a lot of shit to add. Okay, that's 5 plus 8, 13 plus 6, 19 points of damage.
And how do you want to do it?
I just want to. Can I just do like a windmill? I'm just gonna spin in a circle. I'm gonna windmill.
Is it above your head or is it like just by your side?
Like a base, like a. I just hold it like straight out in front of me and spin in the circle.
Oh, and you just walk towards it.
He whisks.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it's stabbing damage too, so you just tear this thing to shreds. And you know what? Roll me a Constitution.
Am I gonna like vomit or something?
No, you're gonna hate.
Constitution would be a +3, 15.
So yeah, you were able to keep yourself calm and easily finish this thing off like a lawnmower. You also noticed that its blood got on you and sizzled a bit, but did not cause any damage or reaction, we'll say. Next up is the other one of these things. This one is going to rush towards Felix with a 24 to hit.
Yeah, you definitely hit.
It does 10 points of damage as it throws its claws out in a whirlwind, scratching you up as well as...
Is he copying my moves?
Yeah, he kind of picked it up from me. They learn fast.
Oh, no, they're learning.
Hey, they learn fast. They're kids, man. But yeah, like a whirlwind with its claws scratches you up for 10 points of damage and is also now grappling you.
It's now grappling me?
Yes.
Well, shit, son.
You're wide, but it has its spindly arms around you.
You're wide. That's a polite way of saying fat.
Yes.
And next up is Topknot.
Are there any right near me within 5 feet?
No, because you are still in the far right corner. The nearest one to you would probably be about 15 feet next to Felix.
And there's none that are... How many are in the room?
3.
And there's none that looks like they're coming, toward me?
Not yet. You currently have the upper hand.
Am I still, like, freaking out at these things from before?
Roll me a Constitution.
5.
Yep.
They're scratching their cats. They will all die.
And I'm going to do an engine blast to the one that is closest to the one that's 15 feet from me, because I have a 15-foot range.
Mm-hmm.
And I am also going to do my effect discharge. So I can do 3 of those a day, and it adds an extra 2d6 to my damage roll if I hit them.
Okay. Yep. Roll me a hit.
17.
Yep, that hits.
16, 17, 18, 19 points of damage. And if that didn't kill it, it would have to do a saving throw.
Okay, so tell me how you want to do it. This thing is grappling Felix. It's wrapped around him.
I'm just going to fucking fry it.
Hey, don't fry me, dickhead.
Not,
Are you still unreasonably angry?
not a single cat will survive. Not one. They will all die.
So you take the shot. How much damage does it do?
I think it was 19.
19.
That's a big cat.
Ajit has wares if you have coin.
It just makes me angrier.
You shoot this thing through the back, and it cripples it immediately. It lets go of Felix. However, you're enraged. This thing is tiny.
It's like a wet anger too. So like I'm starting to cry. My face is getting really red.
Just a little bit.
Wet anger.
I've never heard that term.
You've never heard that?
Oh, wet anger.
Yeah, it's wet anger versus dry anger. You've never heard that?
Start sweating uncontrollably.
WAA. Wet ass anger.
I don't know if that's the actual term, but I'm definitely going to use that now.
It is now.
Yeah.
Wet anger.
Oh, God.
Anyway, it shoots through this thing and hits Felix, dealing 5 points of damage.
Gosh darn it.
And your robe is on fire.
No, don't stop because I'm constantly peeing, so it's out.
Well, see, that's a question, Andrew. What kind of thing comes out? Like, what hits?
Oh, so if it's hitting him, then he would have to also do a saving throw. It's fire. I'm
counting this just as like the discharge of the discharge, so kind of like just embers.
Discharge.
I covered you in my discharge.
Nice.
I don't know. It was stunned. If it would be stunned for 15 seconds, if it was my lightning rod. If it's fire, I think he's just on fire. Disadvantage on the first attack roll they make after the end of their next turn, before the end of their next turn. So disadvantage on his next attack would be normally if he failed his Constitution saving throw, but that's up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say since he wasn't the direct target, as of now he was just covered in your sticky discharge from your wet ass anger, and that was it. Next up is Felix.
All right,
With
so there's one. No, you just shot the thing that was grappling me
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you freed him.
instead of shooting the other thing. All right, so where in relation to me is this other creature?
At this point, it is now staring at you and Topknot, probably about 15 feet away.
All right,
From you, that is.
I am going to cast, with my bonus action, I'm going to cast Sharia law.
Sharia law?
I cast Sharia law. They all start wearing burqas.
The wood of a club or quarterstaff you are holding is imbued. That's not a word.
Jesse, are you just learning how to read?
Imbued? That sounds better. Imbued with nature's power. For the duration, you can use your spellcasting ability instead of strength for the attack and damage rolls with melee attacks using that weapon. And the weapon's damage die. The weapon's damage die becomes a D8. The weapon also becomes magical if it isn't already. The spell ends if you cast it again or let go of the weapon. And this is a cantrip, so it doesn't take up spell slot.
What? That never turns off? Just never turn that. Yeah, it's never turned that off.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking awesome. So basically, unless I cast it again or let go of my weapon, it's going.
Yeah, I would assume probably just like after a rest or something, or you just have to redo it. But what are you using it on your staff?
Yeah, I'm using my staff.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna just like run up and whack this other thing in the head.
Okay.
So let me get my spellcasting spell attack bonus so I know what I'm adding. So it's a 5+5, so a 10 to hit.
That does not hit.
Oh, titties.
Yeah, you imbue your staff. A green aura appears on the end as you rush towards this creature and take a swing. However, it's tiny. It easily ducks away from it. And it is now that one's turn. So it is going to, after dipping away, use its tail to swing. And that is a 15 to hit.
It hits. Assuming that it's attacking me.
Yes, yeah. You will take another 8 points of damage.
Fuck, boys.
As it whips across your thighs.
Joke's on you. I become slightly aroused.
We're now back to the top of the order, and it is now Ironhammer.
Are you pretty beat up?
Me?
Yeah, Felix.
Yeah, I have 7 points of health left.
I'll use my bonus action to cast Healing Word on Felix. So you heal 8 points of damage.
Nice.
Oh, wait, no. My spellcasting ability modifier would be my wisdom modifier, right? That would make more sense. So you don't heal 8 points of damage. You heal 6 points of damage.
A little bit less nice, but I'll appreciate it.
I mean, I can hit you. I can use my action to hit you with the rock if you want.
I'll allow that as a bonus action.
I just use my bonus action to cast Healing Word, so it's too late. Anyway, I'll make my way down. I'll make my way downtown to where the monster is and smack it.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a hit.
Nope, 2.
Yeah, again, like Felix, you pull out your Morning Star, still frozen solid, and swing, but this thing just dodges once more, and it's down to Topknot.
Now you're going to burn both of us.
What's that? How close is the closest one?
It's the only one.
There's only one left. There's only one left. How far is it from me?
From Topknot, it would be about 25 feet.
I'm going to use 25 of my 30 movement speed to it. I'm going to overload my fire stick, and I'm going to shove it in its fucking face.
Constitution check.
Fuck you, 17.
And then roll to hit.
Do I have? Well, so it's a dexterity saving throw for the creature. It needs to be 13 or it takes half damage.
That was dexterity. It only rolled an 8.
It takes 20 points of damage, and I would have to roll as well. I failed my dexterity saving throw. I also take 20 points of damage.
What?
Yes. I was holding this thing in my hand. I'm punching it in the face and it's exploding. I hate you. I hate you.
How much
And I'm
health do you have?
I have
Why
one
would you
HP.
use
I have
this
one.
attack?
I have 1 HP remaining.
This seems like a dumb choice.
This thing burns up with the screams of 1,000 suns as it just disintegrates and blows you back. You're now on your ass. Almost like a cartoon bomb went off in your face. You're covered in soot and ash and bloodied.
I hate you. I hate you.
Should I hit him with the rock?
And
I
I'm
only have
just,
1 HP left, so it will kill you, but it will also
I am
bring
just-
you back to life.
I am uncontrollably
Assuming that
just
you-
sobbing into my hands.
Why did it have to be a cat?
And the bright side, you're over your fears now.
Felix, do you want to roll me perception?
11.
So after taking care of these 3 creatures, Topknot is losing it next to the throne, and Ironhammer is doing his best to console him.
I want to throw the healing rock out.
No, wait. I want to pull the flask of water that I gathered when I was at the pond, and I want to just down the whole thing. Or maybe not. I want to drink like half of it.
Okay. All right. You drink half of it, pulling out your drug of choice, and you're back to that lackadaisical, just carefree Topknot.
I'm falling back. I'm staring up at the ceiling with a kind of a smile on my face, but there's tears still in my eyes.
Yeah, and you're slapping your feet on the stonework as you picture it hitting water. Felix, you see this and you think everything's just going to shit. As you then notice another one of those creatures descending down from the wall. But it's not the same size anymore.
Is it bigger?
It's much, much bigger. It will crawl down, no words, calmly just walk to the center of the room. And you guys don't even get a check this time. All you feel when you see this thing is just pure hatred.
Okay.
Do I experience that?
You do not. You are still caught in this loop. So you're kind of... Actually, roll me a perception with disadvantage.
Oh, shit. 17 for both, plus 4, 21.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you notice this thing coming, but it doesn't really... You can feel something building, but you're still very calm inside.
My emotions. They're
I'm dead.
If I could have you all roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Fucking A. 7.
Also a 7.
I would have been with you guys. I had a nat 20.
Well, he's kicking the door in right now, our savior. Or hurting himself. Hurting himself trying to
Suffocating under the door currently.
Would you get Ironhammer?
Oh, I also got a 7, actually.
Three triple sevens.
So that means like luck, right? Like,
I'm buying a lottery card. Fuck the podcast. And the Ty got a natural 20? What are we
Yep.
doing? So the 3 of you look at it. It stares back and you are just frozen solid. You're just immobilized as you see it blinks and it's not just all black. You can see its eye is actually a pink film.
where are its eyes? Because on that picture you... Well, no, on that picture you sent, it didn't have eyes.
It would be those 3 holes.
Oh, okay, those are eyes.
Those are eyes. You can see as it blinks, a pink film is glossed over each one. As the 3 of you fall asleep, you are now under its control. You have no control of yourself. Topknot, as you fade away, you find yourself dreaming of your family's farm again. Ironhammer, you think of your old family home, walking up into the front door to get your mom's soup. And Felix, you find yourself in your rocking chair again with your blanket on your lap as we cut to Ptrip with a door on top of himself.
Guys, a little help.
They'll both rush around. Unfortunately, they can't pick it up. You're stuck here. No, they can't lift. They can't lift and move them easily, but they can get enough to where you can slide yourself out, and you can stand back up. And what you notice, why this door was so hard to open, is there are 3 bodies lined up on the ground, head to foot, in front of the door,
Like in a line?
blocking the door.
Are they our bodies?
That's up to whatever Trip wants to do.
He holds up the picture, looks at me.
a few double takes.
I mean, all the bodies are on the other side of the door, and I didn't get through the door.
The doors fell on you.
The doors no longer exist. It's now just an open 15 by 15.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Can I look at these bodies and see what's going on with them? Do a little investigation check.
What was that?
I'm related to my nose.
Flicking the last of the cocaine from his snozzer.
17 plus 7, 24.
So the first one you notice on the, we'll say your left side, is a dwarf covered in metal armor, but you can't make out his face. The next one is another dwarf, head to toe covered in robes, but again, you don't recognize him. And then the last one is a very short, you don't even know how he reached the end of the door frame, short, slender creature that seems familiar.
And very bloodied.
And very bloodied. You're not even sure if he's alive right now, because I don't.
So do I not recognize them because they've been beaten so bad? Because I do remember some things from Scarlet.
Huh? Thank you. That's what I was going for.
Okay, yeah. So from your rest in the hospital, you do notice you can make out each person. Only the one at the end, the one that's face is bloodied. He stands out the most, but only he is the one that has the most damage done.
Is there anything like in the room? Like, is there? I just found these 3 bodies just laying here. Is there? Can I like survey the room, see if anything else is around?
Currently, it's pitch black. The only reason you see these 3 is because of the light coming in from behind you. There are no torches lit. I'll say you can smell smoke, so you could assume there were some earlier, but as of now, everything's been put out.
So do these people just seem like they're sleeping, or like are they unconscious?
Roll me a medicine check.
13 plus 2, 15.
Ooh, TPK.
They're very much unconscious. From what reason, you can't tell.
Can I make out that they're breathing? Like, can I feel like any breath?
Yes, you can tell they're all alive.
I have a health potion. The little one that's all bloodied and everything. Can I go to lift his head up and try to force the health potion down his throat?
Yes, you can. But after just a few drops or so, you'll notice that he doesn't have control over his movements, like swallowing or anything.
Can I rub his neck, sitting like falling?
Roll me a nature.
It's very sensual.
Survival check.
Well, for nature, I rolled a nat 20. And for survival, I rolled 14 plus 2, 16.
Yeah. By massaging his throat, you're able to get some of it down, at least to where he can heal for, let's say, half of whatever health potion is.
It is 1d4.
But even after healing, he doesn't wake up.
Can I whisper to him, hey, little one, wake up?
I'm here to kill you.
Topknot, roll me another Constitution check.
15.
Trip, after whispering to this little creature, you notice his eyes flutter. He's responding.
I'm gonna put my hand up like to the side of his face, and I'm gonna say,
Mom, is that you?
No, not your mom.
Mom, I'm so scared.
Are you my dad?
I'm so scared. I had the craziest dream.
I was gonna say, Trip, think about your words. You could now be the mother and completely own Topknot.
That's metagaming.
I'm just going to ask him what happened.
I had a dream that I woke up in a cave with all these weird people, and I didn't know where I was. And we went to this king, and he made us go after these other people. And it was so scary. Mom, I'm sad. I don't know what's happening. I don't feel good.
So is Claude and Larry doing anything?
Claude and Perry they're just standing behind you, looking at you like, what should we do? Is there anything we can do to help?
I'm sorry. I ran away, Mom. I just want to go back
just
home.
throwing this out there. Claude and Perry would both recognize all 3 of us, correct?
Yeah.
Because we've
Shit.
had interactions with all of them.
Cloud's like my best friend.
Ooh, that's right. Okay, so yeah, Trip, you turn around to see where Claude and Perry are, and they are stunned, horrified at what they're seeing. They tell you that they've seen all three of these people. Claude served at least two of them. Is there anything we can do?
The cats. The cats.
I'm gonna just motion to the other two dwarfs and say, try to help them, see if you can get them awake. And I'm just gonna kind of hoist this other little one up and just kind of like hold him in my arms and say, it's okay. I'm just gonna caress his face.
Do you say it's okay or it's okay, little one?
I'm gonna say it's okay, little one.
My eyes open a little bit more? Do I notice his clothing? Does anything about this person look or feel familiar to me?
Well,
No.
Did you change your clothes?
I did change my clothes.
Yeah. You look
Do
up.
I notice a sword that he might be carrying?
What do you think? I know your clothes and face and voice are probably completely different. Can you think of anything?
Yeah, do I notice anything about this guy who is familiar to me?
I mean, you might recognize the sword, but I have it, back here.
But I'm kind of looking toward it right now, right? Because I'm in your arms, looking up past you. Is it over your back or is it on your hip?
Well, it may actually be on my hip because I have a crossbow.
So, Topknot rolling perception.
I rolled a 2. Plus 4. I rolled a 6. All right.
The words hit you in the back of the head. Something about that triggered something in your memory.
And now I realize that it wasn't just a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you?
My name's Trip.
Trip.
I'm going to look around.
What are you doing here?
Interesting question, that is. I'm going to pull out my little thing and say, I'm actually here to find you.
I try to get myself out of his arms.
Roll me an acrobatics.
Ooh, yes. 18 plus 1, 19.
Yes. I'm picturing something in Scooby-Doo like the and you like spin out of his arms.
Where did you get that?
Well, I woke up with it in my hand. I don't know. That's why I've come to find you. I don't know what's going on or anything.
What do you know about this place? What did you see the thing that attacked us? Did you have something to do with that?
All I know is that it's cold. The doors fell on me. These guys helped me. And when we came in, you guys were just laying on the floor.
So I recognize the other two guys now at this point.
Yeah, you would know both of them.
So I'm going to look over to my companions.
Why are they still sleeping? Why are they okay? Oh my God, are they dead?
I think they're just unconscious. I don't think they're dead. They're in a similar state that you were in. We want to try and help them here, but we don't know what happened. Like what's going on here.
The cats. Did you see the cats?
I haven't seen any cats, but we haven't really gone too far into this building yet.
There was a bunch of them.
I saw the big one before I lost consciousness.
Yes, you saw it. It didn't really register.
We're after these things. They're called Astrals, and they kind of look like cats, and I really hate cats. And there was a big one here, and it made us all fall asleep. And then I had a dream. That much doesn't matter. Hogjob. My name is Hogjob. I didn't remember that before.
Does it say Topknot on the wanted poster?
No, it's ripped.
Ah.
It just says wanted.
What was it? Hogjob?
Hogjob Topknot.
Hogjob Topknot.
I'm not calling you that.
Hedgehog Topknot.
Hopjob? Is that what your name is?
Hopscotch?
Hogjob. I was named after my father, actually. I don't really remember him. Wow, I completely forgot about all that stuff. Anyway, we need to wake these two up.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you here, Hopjob. I agree with you. Let's try and help these guys wake them up.
And afterwards we're going to talk about how exactly you got that piece of paper.
Okay.
That's threatening.
Was it?
It sounds like you're trying to be threatening.
Is anything that comes out of my mouth threatening? While they're trying to wake up my two companions, I'm going to attempt to quick craft a new effect engine for the one that I made self-destruct.
Of course. The one that you just kamikazed with.
Yes, correct. I don't like cats.
Did you need a roll for that?
It's up to you. Since it's something that I've constructed before, I don't know if it's something that you'll just allow me to do as long as I have a minute to do it. I think that's all it is. It's just concentration for a minute.
You know what? Give me a D20.
Am I rolling anything?
Nope, just straight D20.
Not my Tinker Tolls?
Nope.
I just rolled a 10.
So you were able to easily, quickly craft your new engine. And from your expertise, it actually gives you a plus D4 to damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all that roll was, just to see your bonus.
So that's in addition to the +3 I already have.
Mm-hmm. Plus D4, yep.
Nice. Is that just on melee attacks, I'm assuming?
If that's all that engine is used for.
I use the projectiles with it as well. And I can use it to overload.
Yeah, we'll say for like overload and melee. So how do you guys want to try to wake them up?
I just have been pretending to be asleep the whole time.
But what's the temperature outside? I mean, it's snowing.
It's below freezing. Ty.
You're Trip now.
I know.
You can't just make every character a psychopath. You have to.
I'm not going to.
All I'm going to say is if you try to pee on them, I'm going to make it freeze midstream. Because I think that's where you were going.
Come on, he's not Felix.
Yeah, truth. That's a Felix move.
So since they're at the edge of the door then, is Felix still constantly peeing even though he's unconscious?
We already determined that my pee is frozen.
Yeah, it's pretty much frozen here.
I love how Ty has to how he wants to remind you every game.
I just want the fact that that's canon to be forgotten by everybody.
It's about to be a canon.
I did not agree for it to be canon. It was just thrust upon me.
Felix, roll. Give me a roll. Let me see how many kidney stones you have built up in there.
Oh, ice stones.
Yeah. I rolled a D20 for some reason.
Natural 20 kidney stone.
All right. So what about this weather are you thinking?
Well, really, I was just worried about like splashing water on them if it would freeze.
No, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's where I was going. Not peeing. I'm not that. I'm not a psychopath. So is Claude and Larry, are they like trying to wake them up at all? Or are they just like, what are they doing? Are they just cradling them, maybe teabagging them or something?
Yeah, Claude and Perry will both give the two dwarves some of their mouth to mouth with the healing potion
with the freaking destroyed jaw.
Oh
no, you got it fixed, bro.
They will both massage the potions into you guys, and you can each heal 8 points of damage. However, no matter how medical it is, there's nothing they can do to wake them up.
If I was Scarlet, I'd just walk over and just slap them. Wake up! But
has a minute passed?
You gently caress their face while saying "wake up."
Minute passed since what?
Since that minute while I was working on my, has that happened already? Yeah. So I am going to switch my effect engines, and I'm going to attempt to set my lightning engine to its lowest setting, and I'm going to stick Felix with it as like a defibrillator.
Okay, give me a medicine check.
Clear. Yes. Natural 18 plus 4, 22.
Yeah, you're able to. Where are you zapping him?
The foot.
Just the side. I'm doing like center mass.
Yeah, you zap him a few times. Nothing at first. He's still just like tongue out, like no control. But after a couple tries, you're able to get a heartbeat. Felix, you cough up some of the potion, but you're awake now.
Oh,
Felix, help me wake up Ironhammer.
Well, why were we asleep?
I don't know. That giant cat thing put us all to sleep. The Astral. Help me wake up Ironhammer.
I'm gonna walk over and like nudge Ironhammer.
Put your hands on his armor
with my feet.
Help me.
Are you giving his armor a foot job?
Touch Ironhammer. I need you to.
It's more for him than it is
Felix,
for me.
Help me wake up Ironhammer. Come down here and just hold on to his armor so he's not moving around.
I'm gonna reach down and grab his armor.
I use my lightning stick to hit his armor.
Roll me another medicine check and
a medicine check.
I rolled a
God damn you.
A natural 1?
Natural 1.
Can I just involuntarily punch him in the face from the shock?
Here's the thing. Felix, you have your armor on Ironhammer's plate. You have your hand on Ironhammer's plate.
I'm on the ground, man. I should be grounded. It's like being in a car that gets struck by lightning, right?
Topknot, you take your electric zapper and you go to stick it to the armor. However, it backfires on you, and you take 3 points of damage as you're gonna have to fix your engine.
How much health did I get before?
You got 6 points.
Killed yourself.
I got 6. Okay. And you just said I took how many?
You took 3.
Okay, I'm down to 3 points. I'm down to 4 points of health.
So Felix and Ironhammer, you guys are fine. That was a bad prank.
I was just trying to spice things up. I'm sorry.
Did Ironhammer wake up?
No, it didn't even hit the armor. Felix.
I'm gonna go back.
Felix, roll me a perception.
8.
Being the only one with dark vision currently, the other one being unconscious, you look towards the very end of the room, just seeing what you can see, as you see a flicker of pink light staring at you from the other side of the room.
I'm going to cast Flaming Sphere.
You're not going to see what it is. It's going to blow it up.
Well, the last time I saw pink light, shit went sideways. So,
Okay. What if it's nice pink light?
Wait, but who saw this? Felix saw this?
Felix.
Oh, Felix saw it. Okay.
Yeah, because he's the only one with dark vision currently. First question, what's 2 questions. What's the distance that you're able to cast it?
I don't know if it's said. Let me check again. But
And does that have components?
a bit of tallow, a pinch of brimstone, and a dusting of powdered iron.
How are we doing material spells in this campaign?
Right.
I don't really focus on it too much. I feel like that's kind of, I mean, if it's something big, I understand, but I feel like that's kind of too much nuance to listen to.
Like, I can understand with my summon bestial spirit, like I need a golden acorn worth 200 gold. Like that's an understandable requisite.
So question is, how far can you first cast it? And then second question, is it instant or is it a concentration?
It says within range, and it is
1 action, 60 feet.
Yeah. And it is a concentration up to 1 minute.
So it's too far away. It's further than 60 feet, but you can still cast it if you'd like to.
But as a bonus action, I can move it. Like, I'm not trying to hit it. I'm just trying to illuminate the area right now. So I'm going to cast it as far away as I can.
With the equivalent of a nuclear bomb.
Yeah. That's fine then. We'll say, what was it, like a?
Oh yeah, the range is 60 feet.
Did you say it's like a ring of fire?
It's a sphere of fire, like a ball of fire. And then as a
of
bonus
fire.
action, I can move it 30 feet. So I can essentially move it 90 feet away from me.
So Felix, you notice these blinking pink lights at least 100 or so feet away from you. You cast this flaming spear in your hands until it reaches to close to 5 feet as you push it out in front of you and send it to about midway through this room, illuminating everything in sight.
Are there any flammable objects in the room? Like the dead things that we killed before, are they flammable? Their blood?
It would not reach them. They're in the far corner. Right now, the sphere, we'll say, is in the middle of the room. They're still probably 75 feet or so past that, but you can see this thing sitting in the throne, blinking, staring at you.
It's bipedal. It's a bipedo.
At this point, all of you, except for Ironhammer, look up and can see this thing sitting in the throne.
Why am I still asleep?
I'm going to try to jam Ironhammer quick again. This time, like, on contact with his skin.
Roll me medicine again.
12. 8 plus 4.
You are able to zap Ironhammer out of the control of this spell. Ironhammer, you come to see everybody staring out to the end of the room.
Going on here, boyos.
Ironhammer, we don't have time to explain it. Quick, cast guidance on me.
Quick, on me, only on me, do it.
If you do not cast guidance on me, we're all gonna die. Quickly.
Wait a minute. Nah, it's okay.
I just brought you back.
Where are we? Brought me back from where?
Sleeping.
I stand up and look at what's happening.
Also, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Are we considering this a short rest?
No.
Not at all.
Probably not.
It's been maybe an hour or so, and it was not your control.
Okay.
Can you understand us?
It stands up. and starts walking towards you.
Can I tell if it's walking on 2 feet?
Yes.
So it's definitely not a cat.
Why are you concerned whether it's bipedal or not?
Did I not make that clear enough with the little ones? I may not have. It's a bipedo.
A bipedal.
Can I tell the sex of this thing?
What?
Can I tell if is it a boy or a girl?
You could roll a nature check.
I rolled an 18 plus 3, 21.
That's a crazy high roll. Yeah, no, you have no idea. You have no clue. You don't know what this thing is.
I hope it's not a girl. Can you imagine if it was a girl cat? What would I do? I don't know him very well, but I'm gonna get behind Trip. I just feel safe around him.
What?
So I know nothing of these astrals. So
He just all he did was show up.
Just runs away. Is he walking towards us in a seemingly "I'm gonna kill you" way?
Yes, yeah, it's very menacing.
Is he within 5 feet of the sphere?
He's slowly pushing into him.
he just walks around it.
I would say, yeah, he's just going to walk around it. We'll say he's about midway through the room.
Does he come within 5 feet of the sphere?
He does not come within 5 feet of the sphere.
Guys, are we fighting it? Are we fighting?
I think it's about to.
Friends, are we fighting?
Cast
I'm
guidance
gonna
on me.
look back at everyone, kind of point at this thing like,
Guidance won't help you.
Do you think it would have killed us if, like, when we were asleep? Why didn't it do it then?
We did just murder its children.
I know, but shouldn't we try to talk to it first?
Yeah, I tried to talk to it. Hello.
It's still just walking towards you.
I try to talk to it in Dwarvish. Hello.
I'm going to prep my one of my projectiles, and I'm going to say,
Please don't come any closer. I don't want to shoot you. We just want to talk.
Okay. At this point, I'm going to say it's about 25 feet away from you. It's almost like at a standstill. It's just staring.
so
I
it's
cast
stopped.
Sacred.
It's stopped.
Oh, it stopped. It's not moving anymore.
It's not moving. It's not coming towards you.
Okay, never mind then. I don't cast Sacred Flame on it.
Oh, I was gonna ram the flame spear into it.
That's how I imagine. No, it's going to stop moving.
But doesn't he want to talk?
It's not going to talk to you. It doesn't. You'd imagine it doesn't understand.
Does it speak Undercommon?
No.
It wants to fight us. It definitely wants to fight us.
Yes.
I'm gonna ram the spear into it. I'm gonna
Listen, I'm holding my action. Once it gets closer, that's my trigger. So I don't know if
You still have to roll initiative for held actions, though, I think.
do I?
Yeah, because generally...
If it's a held action before initiative starts?
Well, I don't think you can.
It'd be the equivalent. It'd be like the equivalent of a surprise round.
Yeah, but you can't surprise him.
Yeah, but the equivalent. It's not the same thing, but it's
But like,
I'm gonna roll. Everybody has to roll initiative because currently you want to do surprise and Jesse wants to do a surprise. And I'm sure everybody wants to. So I'm gonna say no surprises.
And at this point, I guess it's not really.
no surprise.
No surprise.
Okay, I'm rolling initiative.
Okay.
Are we gonna fight it now, or are we gonna fight it next session?
Let's do it now. Let's do it now, guys. Let's end the game strong.
Let's fuck it up.
We got time, right, Jesse? We got time.
Yeah. Like
We'll fly.
15 minutes.
We're gonna fly.
15
through this
minutes.
combat.
15 minutes is not a lot of time for combat.
Would you roll a nat 20?
I did.
I also rolled a nat 20 for initiative.
I rolled an
I
18.
rolled a 2.
We'll say triples up for.
What about our two little friends, our companions?
Yeah,
Clyde
yeah.
and-
Are they gonna
Clyde and
fight?
Dylan?
Are they gonna stay and fight or just book it?
I'll give them both ones. They'll go last.
I inspired them.
To open the door.
Just to walk in the trees.
We'll give Trip the first go.
Okay, if you let me go first, I could cast Bless.
We'll give Ironhammer the first go. I really don't care. You both got the same. It's whatever.
Yeah. Can I?
It'd be higher dexterity usually, but it could be up to you.
So if I go first, I can cast Bless on everybody. I'm just saying.
I just have a question that we can let Ironhammer go first. Can I drink 2 potions at once?
I'm going to say no.
It'd be like a constitution thing, like it would have bad effects.
Could he drink one in a different turn or would that completely overwrite the first one?
That'd be up to you, because you could do either constitution, and then you could say that the ingredients mix poorly with one another if he rolls poorly.
Yeah, depending on the potions. For now, I'm going to say you can drink 1 per turn.
I'm gonna use my action to cast Bless on everyone but me.
Okay.
So for 1 minute, you guys can add a D4 to your attack rolls and your save rolls.
I'm gonna assume that my minute is up and the sphere is gone.
We'll say you still have like 30 seconds left to give you the opportunity if you want. It's your choice once it's your turn. But okay, so everybody except Ironhammer has bless now.
Is my mace? I'm assuming my mace turned off because I was asleep, right?
Oh, so yeah, no, you're right. Sorry. Yeah, that'd be turned off by now.
Okay, then I will use my bonus action to turn it back on, and I will use my movement to sort of step in between the rest of the party and the Astral, and that'll be my turn.
Okay, we'll say you're about 15 feet between each one. And what was how do you turn it on?
I already forgot the fucking word.
I did too. All right, next up is Trip.
Can I drink my potion of blue dragon?
Yes.
And can I also bring out my crossbow?
Yeah, do you want to describe Blue Dragon?
Yes.
He is now just a blue dragon
An adult blue dragon.
with a crossbow.
Oh, imagine that fight though versus this thing.
Oh,
If we need an adult blue dragon to help us kill this thing, we're all going to die.
yeah.
Gain a resistance of lightning damage for 10 minutes and 1 charge of lightning breath. Every creature hit by this must make a dexterity saving throw with a DC of 8 plus Constitution saving plus proficiency throw, and on a failed save they take 2d6 damage. On a failed save they take half the damage.
Wow.
Yeah, you can feel that surging through your veins as you pull your crossbow off your back.
Bless is good for how long?
1 minute.
Okay.
It's a concentration, 1 minute concentration.
Gotcha.
Topknot, you're up next.
I know the fire seems to work on these things pretty well. So I am going to use my movement speed to go to the left side of the room to kind of spread out from the rest of the group. And then I am going to overload my lightning engine and I'm going to throw it at this thing. And yeah, it's a saving throw.
I'm going to need a dexterity throw from you first to make sure you hit it.
Ooh, nice. I got a 15, 16.
Yes, that will hit. And then what saving throw was it? Dexterity?
Yes, I think so.
That's only a 10.
Nice. Okay. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That was the D4 that you gave me before. And +2 for bless. I completely, what am I at, 18? Actually, wait, what am I doing? I'm rolling a D10. I'm not a D6. I'm sorry. 30 points of damage.
Holy crap.
I'm not lying. Believe me.
Topknot, you take your lightning engine and overcharge it. It is sparking and hitting you in the arm just as you're holding it. You reel back and toss it at the creature. It hits it and just electrifies, covered in electricity, and it explodes, dealing 30 points of damage to it. It is still standing, but it did a noticeable amount of damage.
I'm sorry about murdering all your children,
And now you.
but I'm not sorry because they looked like cats and they deserved it.
This thing is going to reel back and spit towards Felix and Trip.
I did all that damage and insulted its children.
Hey, whoa,
You're still beneath its attention. Wait, am I like body blocking anybody since I'm standing between?
No, this thing, it's kind of shooting like over you. But it only rolled a 1.
Yeah.
So it spit on itself.
Spit straight into the air.
It just dribble down its chin.
It goes to spit, but it curls up and almost heaves on itself. It doesn't take damage from the liquid that comes out. However, you notice it's bubbling and yellow. So you'd imagine it spits its blood out and just ended up throwing up from the pain of the electricity, which takes us to Felix.
I'm going to ram it with the fire spear. It needs to make a dexterity saving throw. If it fails, it's a 2d6. If it doesn't fail, it's a 1d6.
That is a 20.
Assuming that is not a fail.
That's 2 points of damage.
The sphere stops moving then, so technically it would end its turn within 5 feet of it. However, I'm going to say that like now that it's been a minute, it's just going to hit it and then disappear.
Yeah, we can go with that. That sounds good. Your concentration is done with that. You singed it a bit, but not as much as you'd hope. It'll now go to...
Well, that was a bonus action to move that. Yeah, so my next action, I'm going to kind of step up next to Ironhammer and
Sharia law.
get ready. Well, no, I can't use another bonus action to cast Sharia law yet, but I'm just getting ready to attack this thing. Now it is tripping, or not trip.
I was going to say Trip can only say that after he does his attack. Now it's tripping. He be tripping.
You be tripping, yo. This fool be tripping.
It's Claude and Clary's turn.
Claude and Clary are going to both
run away.
on them. They have maybe a dagger each, so they both pick up stones and throw it at the creature.
Dude, I love these guys. If I was them, I'd be out those fucking doors.
Yeah.
Claude misses, but Perry hits it in its head, dealing 2 points of damage. And
Nice.
this thing stares, daggers, and blinks at Perry.
The rock makes him notice, but like Topknot blowing him up.
Yeah,
Didn't even
the
faze him.
lightning bomb.
Still just like, he's like, yeah, fuck that guy.
Top of the order, back to Trip.
Can I do 2 things on this turn? I want to drink my growth potion. And then after I start growing, I want to use my blue dragon breath attack.
Trip, you take a couple steps forward, clearing out enough space. We'll say you step next to Ironhammer and Felix after taking your growth potion, and you spread out. You get to be about 10 feet tall by 5 feet wide or so. This creature's big. It's probably about 7 foot, but you tower over it by a couple feet as you inhale and unleash this blast of blue electric at it.
So it has to make a DC saving throw of 13 dexterity.
Got a 15.
With all that, it'll take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
What a badass.
When it sees you grow, you can see it kind of like hunches back a little bit, like unsure of what's going on, but it takes the blast and stands right back up. Next up is Ironhammer.
I'm going to bonus action cast spiritual weapon. Make another anvil. Can the anvil be on fire? I mean, like, look like it's on fire.
Yeah, it can look like it's on fire. I'm
Okay,
happy
I
with that.
conjure a flaming anvil.
Okay.
Of course. And I will... How far away is it from me?
About 10 feet.
Okay, never mind. Okay, spiritual weapon. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick so I get damage. I believe it's 1d8 of force. I'm not sure. My internet's crapping out on me. Okay, I'll do my normal weapon attack first while I wait for that to load. So I will attack him with the Morning Star, and I got a 17 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
So that's 12 points of damage from the Morning Star.
Okay.
And then I need to roll to hit for the spiritual weapon, which is I feel like I asked this last time. I'm supposed to make a melee spell attack. Do I add bonuses to that? Does that add my normal spell casting bonus since it's a melee
I
spell
think it'd be
attack?
your spell attack bonus.
Yeah, it becomes your spell casting instead of your strength.
Oh, so it would be my wisdom modifier then.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that's also a 17.
That also hits, yeah.
So another 9 points of damage from the spiritual weapon.
You start to conjure this flaming anvil, just purplish red flames licking this metal as the creature looks up to see what's going on as you dash towards it, slamming him in the side with your Morning Star, almost doubling him over as this anvil falls on his back, dealing a butt ton of damage. He's breathing. He's breathing as labored as it now goes to Topknot.
Is there any cover near me?
Yes, there are broken pieces of brick and rubble that have built up that you can hide behind.
I'm going to use my movement to go there. Is it half cover, 3/4 cover?
For you, it's 3/4.
Perfect. Okay, and then from that new position, I'm going to take a shot at it with the projectile that comes out of my fire stick.
Okay.
Oh, that's not great. Yeah, that's 10.
No, that will miss. That'll shoot right over its head.
I'll get you next time, you piece of shit.
Back to the Astral. It is now going to, similar to the smaller one earlier, it's going to use its tail to whip around and try to catch Ironhammer. That is a 14 to hit. What was that?
No, it doesn't hit.
Huh?
Oh, it doesn't? Okay. It just slashes against your armor. It pierces it pretty deep, but you take no damage. Next is Felix.
Great bonus action. I'm going to cast Shalala. I cast it
Just hand in the
Shalala,
toaster.
and so that does that with my my staff. I'm going to let out a bellow of rage and rush this fucking monster thing, and
Okay.
just try to whack the fuck out of him.
Go ahead and roll me a hit.
11.
That does not hit.
Motherfucker.
Again, you go to swing your staff, but this thing easily dodges out of the way. Next up, Claude and Perry are getting a little more brave after seeing you guys fight, and they want to do their best. So this time they pick up bricks.
Bricks.
It'll be cinder blocks next round.
Yeah, progressively bigger things.
I'll pick up the doors.
This time only Claude connects, dealing 5 points of damage.
Nice. That's as much as what Trip did.
Next up
He's a duck.
next up is Trip.
With a brick.
He's a giant dragon.
Eat it.
Can I use the bonus action first, or is that does that
What?
after?
I said eat it.
Eat what?
He's big. Eat the thing.
I'm only 10. I'm like a little bit over 10 feet tall.
Oh,
You can use
10
the
feet.
bonus
I didn't realize you were that fucking big. 10 feet tall. Jesus.
I think Shaq could eat Wee Man if he had to.
Probably in one bite, no less.
Yeah, you go ahead and use your bonus action.
I was. What's my spell? I was gonna cast Magic Weapon as a bonus action to use it on my crossbow that also grew with me. Since it when I drank the potion, it's the same as the enlarge effect. And then I was gonna shoot, this giant crossbow at it, pretty much like a whatever it is, starts with B, ballista.
Oh, okay.
18 to hit.
Yep.
6 plus 1 and plus 4, 7. Total 11 points of damage.
Are you adding anything due to the size?
Yes, I had to roll 1d4.
Okay, great. Yeah, we'll say you hit this thing dead center. It's not big enough to blow through him, but it's a decent sized arrow due to the enlargement that it's just sticking out of its midsection. And it starts to cough up more of that acidy blood.
What is a crossbow bolt made out of?
Usually metal.
So it pretty much just has a giant metal stake sticking out of it.
Yes,
Hey,
damn.
that gives me an idea.
that is correct.
I would definitely use that, but
Too late.
yeah,
It's my
too late.
turn. Oh wait, shit! No, it's not too late because heat metals. I don't have any more spell slots.
Yeah,
for that.
I don't have any more spell slots either.
That's not a cantrip.
No,
Now
I
it's
don't have a
a
second level spell.
I
Yeah,
use heat metal.
heat metal's a second level spell. Do you have heat metal?
I get out
We
my
all-
blip torch.
Do we all have heat metal? Damn, dude, heat
I
metal's
don't.
so cool.
I
It's
don't
such a
have that.
great spell.
I shouldn't have cast spiritual weapon on the Yeti because I didn't even need it.
I flick my Bic lighter and wait for it to heat up.
That was basically my plan.
This is why I threw so many enemies, because I knew you guys would waste all this shit.
Yep.
I
I
didn't
have
waste
one
nothing.
spell slot left.
I've still got 2 level 1 spell slots. If I use Searing Smite, will that add to all the other bonuses my Morningstar gets? Since it's ice and Searing Smite is made of fire. How would you rule that, Derek?
It's ice
Is this-
fire.
Will I
Does
melt
this
the ice?
creature? Have we noticed if this creature had resistance to anything yet?
No. You haven't noticed any resistances. It's been taking full damage. So Searing Smite, that's considered a melee attack then?
Yeah.
I would consider both things to be magic. So I would allow the bonuses to stack.
Okay. Oh shit, never mind. It's a concentration spell though. I don't want to get rid of Bless. Oh, do we need Bless?
Yeah.
Jesse, have you been adding that D4
Yeah.
to your attack rolls, Jesse?
Yes.
Does it get added to your? Is it just
Attacks
to
or saving
the,
throws.
Attack rolls or saving throws.
so it's your roll to hit that it adds to?
Yeah, not damage.
Well, son of a bitch.
Oh, whoops! I may have
See,
also.
I thought
added
it
to my
added-
damage.
I thought it added to your damage.
No, it doesn't add the damage, just attack rolls or saving throws.
Well,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Don't worry about it.
I may
Alright,
have
you're-
done that.
Like I've said before, I'm not looking at a number right now.
But just letting you know for next time you want to cast Sharia law, Jesse.
Well, Sharia law is already cast. It's just I could have
that's
hit
true.
him with my stick.
Yeah. Anyway, well, I'm not going to cast it because I'd rather you guys have Bless than Searing Smite. So I'll just do the same thing I did last time. I'll smack him with my mace, which is a 17 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. Oh, God damn, it's such a good roll. 8 plus 4, 12. Oh, wait, no, 10. 10 plus 4, 14 plus. Jesus Christ. 20. Okay, 20 points of damage. I'm not getting max rolls every time I roll damage somehow. Okay, so 20 points from that, and then I'll smack him with the anvil again which is an 11 to hit.
That does not hit.
Okay, then just 20 points from the Morningstar.
Yeah, this thing, it knows what you're doing again. So it backs up away from the anvil as it hits the ground, but you surprise it by dashing towards it and hitting it again in the other side with your Morningstar, seriously crippling this thing. It is practically on its hands and knees and just barely standing up. And Topknot, it's up to you.
How far is this thing from me?
Oh, probably about 25 feet since you backed away.
So I'm going to break from cover. I'm going to use my movement speed to get up to it. And I'm going to, since I already have my lightning stick out, I'm going to try to stun it.
Just sit on it.
Stun. Stun.
I heard
Stun
sit.
it.
I heard
I
sit.
heard sit.
Try to stun it.
I'm gonna sit on it.
I'm gonna ride this thing like a horse.
You could just touch, I mean, depending upon what you're aiming for, if you just touch the metal rod through its chest, you might be able to...
Whatever. I rolled a 17.
That hits.
And it needs to do a Constitution saving throw of 13 or be stunned for 15 seconds.
It fails.
Do you want me to roll for damage as well?
Yeah, let's try and talk to it with your talk to animals.
No, we've already attacked it.
Yeah, roll me a d6. Yeah, just do normal damage. I mean, since it has a lightning rod in its stomach.
11 points of damage.
I mean, this thing's stunned, but not just because of the lightning. I mean, this thing is practically dying.
It's not dead?
It's not dead. It's practically dying, though.
Tie it up, tie it up.
So, do we want to tie it up?
We have 15 seconds, tie it up. Do it now.
Can I just go over and just kind of grab it since I'm 10 feet tall until someone ties it up, since no one's really doing anything?
That's fine. And it's unconscious, so you don't have to roll anything.
Wait, what about Claude and Perry? What do they get the finishing blows with their bricks?
Claude comes up, stabs it in the neck.
No. Are you kidding me?
What?
Did he actually do that?
No. I'm not taking that from you guys. No, you do whatever you want.
All right, yeah, I'm going to get out my 50 feet of hempen rope and bind this thing's arms and feet, and then like truss it like a hog.
It's got pretty sharp claws, right? Better make sure it can't cut through the rope.
It can spit.
It can spit. Stuff. Do I have anything I can put in its mouth?
Well, it's still
Yeah,
has
something you
this-
can put in your mouth.
It's going to be laying on its side because the thing is still through its chest.
Pick up a rock and I put a rock in its mouth.
I mean, you can do whatever. We'll say it's tied up. It's got a rock in its mouth. If it wakes up, if it gets the chance to, it'll easily get out. But for now, you've got it.
It can easily get out.
It'll easily get out of it. It's rope.
It's pretty hurt though, right?
I'm saying
Kind of weakened.
if it heals. It's not going to heal by itself, though.
Okay.
Tied him up real good.
Yeah, we tied him up real good.
You've got this thing laying hog-tied. You have defeated, we'll say...
Random question before we go. How big were those doors?
Oh, like
15 feet.
15 feet tall at least.
Damn. All right, never mind. I was going to ask if I could conceivably use one as a shield.
No. Unless you cut part of it out.
Nah, it's okay. It's too much work.
But yes, you have completed the first boss level.
Nice.
As things are calming down and we have a moment to breathe, I look over to Clyde and I say, "Whoa, Clyde, what happened to your face?"
Are you calling him Clyde on purpose?
Wait, is it Perry?
It's Claude.
Oh, it's Claude.
I didn't know you were pulling a tie or not.
Claude, what happened to your face?
Oh, my boy.
Well,
Friend.
And we'll leave it at that.